I was a futon maker. What's a futon? It's a casing made of cotton or canvas stuffed with some variety of cotton felt, polyester batting, and foam. It originated in Japan, nice and fluffy, nice and soft and restful, but the process to make them was anything but. Being a futon maker taught me the ways of thuggery, and I came to master them and love them. What would make me be a futon maker? Well, it was the 90s, and I had been waiting on tables for far too long and couldn't stand to face one more person to ask for a morning bun and Diet Coke. I would have this expression of my friend Kathy's right here. So I thought, working 8 hours a day with things, not people? Heaven, absolute heaven. I worked down at Cottonwood Futons at the bottom of King Street in a dusty mezzanine overlooking the Monona Terrace. And that job transformed this once pious and meek pastor's kid into a thug, a certifiable thug. What would do that? What would cause this virginal ingenue heading to Europe with the Eurail pass and an intact hymen into this white girl's version of buff and badass? Look at me, I'm blowing smoke at the sign. Take that, the man. What? It's futons, it's bedding. What would do that? Why would that make me a thug? Well, take the setting first. It was a couple blocks away from the Capitol, but I didn't have to talk to anyone all day long if I didn't want to. And I didn't usually, unless it was Julie. She taught me the way of the futons and the importance of the celebratory dances once we were done. And then there is the feats of strength that is the part of every futon maker's life. Every day you assemble the components of the futon, whether that's the casings or the bales of cotton the size of sofas, or big giant bags of polyester batting, or huge slabs of foam. It all had to assemble around one big table, a big king-size table, and then the assembly would begin. You'd take a casing, unzip it on 3 sides, open it up, put a slab of cotton, and then a slab of polyester on top of that, slap a huge piece of foam on top of it, and then another piece of polyester and cotton again. Grab all the innards and force them inward as you zipped up all 3 sides. Sounds just basically like feats of strength at this point. It's the calm before the storm for the brutality that was to come. No matter what size futon, it needed to be stabbed and beaten and hog-tied and disposed of, if you know what I mean. But you don't know what I mean, do you? No. Well, I'll tell you. First, the stabbing with a 1-foot-long tufter. This would pierce through all the components, bind it on the top and the bottom to keep it from shifting through years of use, whether restful or passionate. And then, I had a Louisville Slugger, not a wiffle bat, but I would go around the whole futon and beat the edge of the futon in order to force the cotton into the corners and to make it a smoother surface. And then I would mount the futon table to roll it up, because it had to be bound into submission. I'd roll it up, hold it in place with my midsection as I heaved myself forward in order to do a half of a somersault, and do it over and over again to roll it up, mount it like a cowgirl in order to hold it in place with my inner thighs, if I hadn't already fallen off the table onto my head, and tie it up with 3 ties. And then it was time to bag it, label it, and drag my victim away. over to the edge of the mezzanine, drop it to the ground floor where it would be sold or delivered as a bed for you to sleep on. In all those years since being a futon maker, I never once had to use a baseball bat, but I knew that I had a reserve of strength that I could call upon if needed.